In this case, I can't restrict it to the biological family. The family which he created in his interaction, in his work, and throughout his life. I'm very glad to be here. I come at very short notice. I did not quite know whether I would come or not come, but I am very glad to be with all of you. In seeing that film and listening to all of you about Claude, I also remember a very small slice of interaction with him in 1969 when I was in Vellore. I come as an IAS probationer to Vellore, and I think briefly we interacted when he came probably to the collector's office with some issues about Dalit lands. I remember him like a smudge in my memory, but more actively I remember his activities after we met and what he has done since, and the extraordinary affection, regard and love he's left in the minds and hearts of all of you. It is important that we all talk to each other. I have not really come to deliver a lecture. I've really come here to begin a dialogue and a conversation with all of you. I think most of you, and I don't have to mention my friends on the dais, and Paul, and others who have also traversed this path with me. And I don't think it's a solitary walk, it's a walk in which many join. I hope we will begin with Rabindranath Tagore's Aperture Parade, in which he wrote that song for Gandhi and he went on the Sword March. Gandhi walked with people, though I believe he only walked with 67 people, and he changed India. So the Gandhi March was not millions of people watching a television program and a million watching, behaving, however it does on a TV screen. But it was just 67 people who went to the Gandhi March and changed India. So let's not lose hope that things are not possible. Let's look at history afresh and look at it frankly. I'm sorry, you know, these podiums are only created for men. When I joined the IAS, and literally just my nose and about my two eyes were visible behind that massive desk. So most things are made only for men. I want to make a comment which is a subtext of what I'm saying. So please also cater to short women and the shorter of the species created by nature. So I'm very glad because in talking to all of you, I'm going to reopen the debates that exist in our minds, in many places very close to the heart of Father Claude, and many of you here, which is the problems of India's democracy today. Many of the things we take for granted or took for granted are now questioned. And it's really remarkable that India, with its extraordinary plurality, with its tremendous differences, with its languages, to take me as an example, I'm talking to you in what is a foreign language. I was born of parents who came from Tamil Nadu. I married a Bengali. I live in Rajasthan. And I truly belong to India. Now, how the hell am I going to classify myself? If a parochial battle begins, and of course I'm a woman, but I'm not a woman who's either Hindu or Christian or Dalit or Sikh or Muslim. I'm a woman. And as a member of that species, I do fight battles. But when the battle gets further divided into smaller and smaller identities, I have a huge problem. I think of people like Aruna Roy, who started the Brahmo Samaj, into which community I'm married now, so I understand the values of that community. The tremendous Catholicism that was introduced by him into public life, the numbers of things he said then, which still make sense. And today, in the textbooks of India, India, they are trying to remove the chapter on Aruna Roy. Ask me, why should somebody who in history, many years ago in the 1850s, made history, today be regarded as a threat to the concept of a new India? Why should Raja Ram Roy upset the powers that be? Because he questioned the narrow dogmatic mindset of Hinduism. He questioned the narrow confines of an ideology that did not give you the freedom to respect women. He questioned, because he questioned so many things, today we don't want him anywhere in the history of this country mentioned, so that our younger generation grow up to think that no such thing happened. The smaller the identity, the narrower the definition, the more my glory will increase. And I don't have to explain why. I hope all of you understand why I'm saying that. Today, so it is very clear that the strategies that are being used against us, the words that come out of the media, the definitions that are arising, are going against the grain of what our constitutional fathers put together when they gave us the Constitution and the dream of India. If Mahatma Gandhi fought for an independent India with his non-violence, and Ambedkar really gave us the structure within which the extraordinary contradictions of this country could be reconciled, and we could still carry on retaining our individual freedom of expression under Article 91, but also be reminded by the preamble to the Constitution that we are together as a nation, that we have to have liberty, equality, and fraternity, and the freedom to practice any religion under Article 35 and yet remain a secular country. Today, in the yellow press, I'm called a secular intellectual. A secular, S-I-C-A, not an S-E-C. Why should secular be such a threat to people in this country who rule us in many states? Why should the word secular frighten people of their own identities, frighten their identities and their practices? What is it that makes Indian democracy today be frightened of things that we were so proud to be? When India and Pakistan separated to become two nations, India chose to be a secular democratic country, a republic. Why? Because to keep the diversity of India in any semblance of interrelationship with dignity and equality, you needed certain fundamental principles to be contained within a statute which we all accepted. There are many students of law here, and you must know, I assume you know, and I'm saying this as an aside, because I went to the National Law College in Delhi, and when I talked about the Constitution and I asked the students, have you read it? Not many hands went up. And then I said that your students of law, I mean, how can you begin your legal education without understanding the Constitution, which rules everything we do under the legal framework? And they said we read it only in the second year, we are all first year students. So that's why the subtext of what I'm saying, that I do hope that you know that this Constitution, therefore, is vitally and critically important to all of you, to the ilk of Father Claude and I, who work for the poor, because all that we do is contained in the directive principles of state policy. I just have to read the directive principles of state policy to know that I am defined by my Constitution and mandated by it to do what I am doing. So why should I be labeled a Maoist, an anti-national human being, or an anti-state person? Why should I be called all the names that I am called? Just because I practice my freedom of speech to express my dissent in a public place on things that I think are going wrong in my own country, a free country where I have the freedom to vote, the freedom to elect, and the freedom to say what I want about my elected leader. What has conditioned me, or what is trying to condition me into this entire aspect of slavery is a vital question that I ask every day in the morning, because I live in northern India. 5 or 6 people have been lynched to death in Rajasthan. Most awful of them was Pakrazul, who was killed for no other reason than it was the anniversary of Ayodhya, and he happened to be a Muslim in a particular place where there was a man really with a Sikh mind who thought that by killing a Muslim, it glorifies Hinduism and glorifies national prestige. So I am shocked. I was born a year before independence. I remember partition vaguely, but I certainly remember the assassination of Gandhiji. I remember that the assassination brought with it a wave of grief. And so many homes in India, barring a community which celebrated, we know now, the rest of us felt as if somebody in the family had died. When that man who gave us independence is today vilified, and they say to me in northern India, and these are narratives that are popular, I'm not talking about secrets whispered into my ear. They're saying that he was a traitor of India, and that Godse was the hero, and they're building temples to Godse in Gwalior. I have serious questions to ask of this democratic polity and myself. I work with very poor people. They are my primary concern. But I have to remember that when I sit with silicosis patients, as I did, Nikhil and I did 4 days ago in Jaipur, 1,000 patients of silicosis, which is a disease you get because you mine and you inhale the dust. And that is a death warrant. There is no cure for silicosis. Silicosis actually means that you have 5 or 6 years of life, at the most maybe 7. It affects you because you mine stone, you chisel stone, you work in cement factories, this goes and settles down in your lungs, and at the age of 35, you look as if you're 70 years old. Government of Rajasthan has given some concessions to them. They can't get them, and the way they are impeded is extraordinary. If you look at what is happening in the name of democracy, and you look at all the institutions that have been set up for democracy, the Planning Commission went. How many of us are sorry that it went? How many of us expressed a comment? I don't know about whoever joined us in those demonstrations and protests, but I'm sure many of you must have come when we protested against many policies of the government of India outside the Planning Commission, stood for days and sent the deputy chairman a box of what he thought was good enough for the minimum wage for a day, and sent him 2 bus tickets and a banana. That's all we could get. And sent it to him. We oppose the Planning Commission's functioning and its method. We oppose the Planning Commission for the policies they brought in. We oppose the Planning Commission for so many things, but we could oppose the Planning Commission because we knew what they were doing. We knew that in the next 5 years, this would be the plan of the Planning Commission. We knew exactly what they were going to do and how much money they were going to give the poor. We knew how much money they were going to allocate for the MGNRDGA. We knew exactly what was going to be in which sector. Therefore, we had some clout to go there and question with factual veracity. There were 4 poverty studies where Father Claude and I and many others, we were all involved with the poverty issue. There were so many poverty studies with different poverty indicators. We could use that information to question government about poverty lines. But today the Planning Commission has been put to sleep quietly, neatly. It's been a silent death. And in that face of that, we have an NITI Aayog. How many of you know what the NITI Aayog is doing? Does anyone know? You know what kind of law they're going to spring on us next? We have so many things they demonetized. Did we know that they were going to demonetize? Did we know where they were going to take us with the GMT? Did we know about various things that the Planning Commission should have actually brought out some paper on, a white paper? The Cabinet should have brought out the white paper. Did we have any knowledge? Do you know that people who stand for election today have have these electoral bonds in which they don't have to disclose any information? Do you know that they can receive foreign money for political parties and there's no need for disclosure? Many of you must be from non-governmental organizations, and even the church, I think, is being restricted from receiving foreign money because they are considered suspect. But political parties who will rule us, will decide policy, will get money without any obligation to tell us exactly where the money is coming from. A small aside in a little story. In 1995-96, when we were doing public hearings in small panchayats, we found that in one village there was tremendous defalcation. So all of us went to the village to protest. We were there at the village panchayat. We walked there, and all the sarpanchas and everybody came. Sarpanchas is your panchayat president. What do you call this? So they came on motorcycles and cars and so on. And when they came, they attacked us, physically attacked us from deposing in front of the sub-divisional magistrate. And when we asked one woman and we said, what is your problem? You're a poor woman just elected because there's a reservation in the quota. Why are you attacking? She said, I have mortgaged my fees to get money to fight this election. How else will I recover and get my land back if I don't pilfer in the development funds that come to the panchayat? She was honest enough to say this. Expand this 1 million times, and you have the modern scenario of an election where millions of rupees will come from all kinds of sources, and everyone will extract a pound of flesh. Pound of flesh goes back to the famous play by William Shakespeare called The Merchant of Venice, where Shylock wants to extract a pound of flesh from Antonio, who has not paid him his debt. So it means when you don't pay your debts, they come to extract your pound of flesh. They will take their pounds of flesh through policies. Your doors will open, your investments will increase, your displacement will increase, people will be displaced in millions because of dams and roads and infrastructure. And I know so many of you in Bangalore have opposed so many of these development projects and processes. What happened to all of you? You'll fight your process here in Bangalore, but then sitting in Delhi, when big multinational funds them, they will do what multinational says. That will be the policy. And there is no accountability, either in terms of a white paper about the future, nor about what happens in Parliament. I'm disturbed. So when I work for the very poor in Rajasthan, and for the civic associations, and for the Narega, I'm worried because Delhi decides many things. And when Delhi decides something, it's a decision for India. And my battle will go and fall on deaf ears. So what I'm really pleading for today, please understand that you are just not only in Karnataka, you are in India. Please don't think that you only have your own specific interest. You have an interest in the national policy. You have an interest in the national laws that are being made. And if the RTI had not recognized this, we would not have got a national law. We, while we were fighting against the sarpanch for the muster rolls, the bills, the vouchers, fighting for public hearings, also fought for getting this message right across to Delhi and Parliament. That is why today there are 60 lakh users, between 60 to 80 lakh users of the law every year in India. It's one of the most widely used laws in the world today. So the RTI in India is so widely used. But it spread. It spread because the battle was not limited to that area. It was not limited in the scaling up. It was not limited in the spread. It was not limited in the area, the sector, the thought. It was for everybody. So no matter where you are, for what you wanted as students, if you want to see your answer papers, UPSC cut-off lines, whether you wanted to get something checked, there have been all these battles. Students have fought so many battles. Battles have been fought by every sector in India with the right to information. In Jammu and Kashmir, people have used RTI to clear one of their shooting areas in a place which the army had occupied for decades. They got them out of that space because of injury to people, got that space back in contentious areas where the armed forces special contract is enforced. My friend Wazahat Habibullah, who is the Central Information Commissioner, often says the best way to fight the Maoists is not creating a state army. It's to get right to information law properly implemented. Because if you get justice, and if you get the government to work transparently for you, why should there be any army sitting wanting violence? Nobody wants violence. Why should they, in this country, want a violent path to realizing their rights? I do think that it is a vital issue. I hope none of you are finding this boring. Okay, because if you do find it boring, I'll go and quietly sit down outside somewhere and shed my tears. Because you are the future. You have to understand what you're going to lose. It's an extraordinary amount you will lose. I grew up in Delhi. When I was young, I could walk, a woman could walk from Connaught Place to Safdarjung, a hospital, with no escort at 1 o'clock at night, and nothing happened to me. Do you think at the age of 72, I can do it in Delhi today? No. I want you to get back to a country where there's freedom for women to walk at whatever time, in groups or unattended. I want this country to be free for all communities, for the Muslims, for the Hindus, for the Christians, for the Sikhs, for Jains, for Buddhists. Why should it be restricted to some and not to others? I want a law which is universally applied, not when Gauri Lankesh is murdered, lynched, assassinated, whatever word you like to use, there is no law. Why, if a small little thing happens somewhere in a temple or somewhere else, there's so many people shouting their guts out for the law? Why in Kathua, when a rape happens, the victims, people who support the victim and who argue out her case, have hundreds of people on the street opposing them? What is this? This is bedlam. That means it's madness. This is the inversion of all democratic values. It's the inversion of justice. It's the inversion of democracy. Can we countenance this? Can we just sit back and say, it doesn't concern me, it's happening in Kathua, it has nothing to do with me? Of course it has something to do with me. What happens in Kathua can happen to me tomorrow. Can happen to anybody tomorrow. To anyone's daughter, anyone's sister, anyone's child. How can this be a matter of silence for us all? Silence is the biggest enemy that we face today, because we are now, not you maybe, not I maybe, but much of India is now being forced into a psychosis of fear. By threats, by violence, by swooping in on our social media. I know young people today are very careful, because you never know what will happen if you write something on social media. By targeting, by hundreds of things. And I know that Father Claude did not have any fear in his life, even when he went to meet the bishops. Some friend on the screen said he got his ulcers because he was always very, and was anxious that he went to meet the bishops. And what is, after all, the great learning that we all got through through liberation theology and the kind of training that we got, though we were not priests, sitting outside looking at liberation theologists and learning how struggle and resistance is part of the larger pattern of growth. You can't. And resistance in this country, we know, doesn't have to come with violence. Whether we like Mahatma Gandhi today, whether we critique him today, we cannot forget that he's given us a great heritage of non-violent struggle. He's told us how to do satyagraha. So if we can take Ambedkar's values and principles and use some of Gandhi's methods, why not? Why should we be limited and dismiss his methods? We all use his methodology. Recently, the Mazhuri Sajjad Samatan fought and got the right to protest again in Jantar Mantar. Jantar Mantar was banned. There was a universal ban and a total ban on protest in Delhi. That brings me to my other issue. You don't have places to protest in a democracy. How the hell are ordinary people going to carry their voices to power? The streets are my parliament. The streets are my legislative assemblies. The streets are my planning commissions and my council rooms. The RTI was fought on the streets of India in struggle after struggle, in protest after protest, in dharna after dharna. 40 days, 53 days, 57 days, 20 days, 6 days, 8 days, sitting on the streets. That's how we got the RTI. So if we didn't have the streets, we would have never got the RTI. The RTI came because we had access to spaces of protest and forced people to listen. So it was a huge communication methodology, much better than anything social media can do. Because we sat there for 40 days and continued interaction with so many different kinds of people who came and said, why are you sitting here? What's the point of sitting here? What will happen? Nothing will happen. Many people wrote to us and said, nothing will happen. But 500 to 600 families came, gave time and grain. We ate up 40 quintals of grain. We sat for those 40 days. All the various dharamshalas they had, I don't know what you call them here. The dharamshalas called here. They're called lodge, I think, in Tamil. So all the dharamshalas were open. Every single dharamshala said, come and sleep. Okay, we said, no, we will sleep on the streets. Then they said, come and use our toilets, our bathrooms. We got free vegetables, free food. We got free water, because in Rajasthan you have to buy water. So the city of Piyawar, which is central Rajasthan, gave us this enormous mandate to take the battle further. It was given by ordinary citizens. That's what a dharna does. And that's what social media simply cannot do. Someone's been asking me from Business Standard recently, oh, modes have changed, madam. What are older modes? Are they out of fashion? I said, no. You have to now link your social media to that dharna. So through your social media, you publicize the dharna. You tell people why the dharna is being held. So one class of people who don't read newspapers or not in study with us will come because of social media, but the dharna is something else. So we collected so much money, and the last day, before 5 or 6 days of the dharna's closure, one woman who was a municipal councillor came to me and said, you have to win this battle. I said, look, I can't guarantee. Go to the Chief Minister. So the Chief Minister is to say we can see the records. We were demanding what? That Panchayat records must be publicly displayed so that we can check corruption. That was our demand. We had 4 demands. The documents must be out in the public domain, that there must be accountability fixed for people who misappropriate money, that there must be public audit of all the records so that we know what's going to happen to the money, and whatever money has been misspent should be sent back to the village to develop its road or water plant. So we said, you go and ask the Chief Minister, we already made a promise that he'll give us photocopies of bills, vouchers and muster rolls to keep this promise. He's an elected representation, he's made this promise in the assembly, and he just has to deliver. So she said, I said, why are you so nervous? She said, you see, you all understand Satta? What is Satta? Yeah, it's betting. The system of betting which happens in most of Indian small towns, where they bet and they collect money. They bet on anything, on cricket matches, on elections, but they are also bet on the dharna, whether the dharna would succeed or fail. So she said, I have my money on you guys. If you don't succeed, I'll lose my money. So this is how popular the notion became. And it became popular because we sat in the marketplace. Had we not sat in the marketplace, who would we have communicated with? So that is the power of public protest, of resistance. And that is what, for me, Father Claude's education led to. Protest doesn't have to be violent. Protest can be in many ways. But you have to protest when things go wrong. And if you keep quiet, that's the end of everything. So you can call it resistance and you can call it protest. So I'm going to show you a very small clip. So while preparations are going to get ready for showing that small clip of what resistance means, I'd like to quickly go through what I feel some of the important challenges that exist today on Indian democracy. The silicosis patients in Jaipur, They'll have a long haul. They're so poor. They are hollowed out because of illness. I can't bear it. I am a tough nut. I've gone through so many protests. I've seen so much of poverty that when I sit in front of those patients, I cry. Because you cannot treat humanity like this. And I think all religions, if they are really good and true religions, and if they are religious people, truly religious, do not want other human beings to suffer. After all, it's humanity at the bottom and at the all. It's amazing. And we sit by and watch these things happen. And I think the callousness of India is what is shocking to me. People see everything as a blockage to their enjoyment. Motorists are upset because they're not on protest. Not understanding that the people who are on protest are not happy to walk all that way. Who wants to walk? Maybe if I want everything, my ration, my food, my security, I would like to go and trudge 6 miles in Jaipur. Who wants to do it anyway? Have any of you been in a protest? Let me see hands go up. So you know what it means. So you understand how important it is, and you understand how much energy and solidarity we feel when we are in a protest. You understand how much we bring back in terms of the determination and commitment to go on. Gandhi said, and I was hearing Father Claude's narration, Gandhi said 3 things: Seva, Sangharsh, and Nirman. Seva means service, Nirman means development, and Sangharsh means resistance. And Ambedkar said, educate, organize, agitate. If we do not do all these 3 things, we will never get our rights. So I'm going to now introduce the concept of resistance, of protest as an important part of democracy, and no matter who tells you what, at least be sympathetic to those who protest and not damn them. If you physically don't go to a dharna, don't think it's a waste of time and how important it is. And please hear this, and this is about Kudankulam, where there was a big protest against the atomic plant, led by my friend Uday Kumar. Will you wait for a minute? I'm also going to ask you to wait. Uday Kumar, famous in South India, I thought. I don't know how many of you know about Uday Kumar? How many of you know about Kudankulam? There's an atomic plant that has been set up in Kudankulam. The people of Kudankulam actually gave the land. So this was not a protest about the land. But after what happened in Fukushima, ordinary seafarers, fisherfolk, women, they understood that if you have an atomic power plant in a tsunami area, it's disastrous. And after being affected by tsunami, they actually just built their homes. So when this news came to them, they said no to the atomic plant. And the whole of the district, the Kanyakumari district or Tirunelveli district, the whole district was protesting. Hundreds and hundreds of people protested. And Uday Kumar was declared sedition, a man who committed sedition and anti-state. And 6,000 people, including women and young people, had just come home to collect their passports or documents, were all declared seditious. It happened not very far from where you are. I have others, but I thought I should bring South India to South India. So you will see the Kudankulam protest, and then we'll carry on.
எங்களுக்கு நாங்களே இயக்கும் போது ஒரு அழிவுதான் அதுல ஒரு இது வெடிப்போ ஒரு அழிவோ வந்துச்சுன்னா அதுல எங்க உயிரை நாங்க எப்படி தற்காத்துக் கொள்ளணுங்கிற ஒரு பேரிடர் பயிற்சி கொடுங்க கேட்கிறோம். இந்த அணுவலையில இருந்து ஒரு ஆபத்து ஏற்பட்டா புதுசுமா வெடிச்ச மாதிரி அப்படி ஒரு நிலைமை ஏற்பட்டா இன்றைய மக்களுக்கு யார் இழப்பீடு கொடுப்பாங்க கேட்கிறோம். ஒரு மக்களுக்கு இழப்பீடு யாரு கொடுப்பாங்கிறது கூட தெரியாம இதனால எவ்வளவு பாதிப்பு இருக்கு, இதனால எவ்வளவு நோய் இருக்கு, இதனால இந்த காற்றுல கதிர் வீச்சினால நன்மையில இருந்து வர கதிர் வீச்சினால எவ்வளவு பாதிப்பு இருக்கு. அது முதல் பெண்களை தான் பாதிப்பு. நமக்கு பெண்களுக்கு அந்த குழந்தைகளை
Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu. Police have moved in to remove the protesters at Kudankulam. Tear gas shells have been used.
200 anti-nuclear activists have been detained in Tuticorin. They were heading to join protesting villagers in Inaugural.
An early morning clampdown of the media. Journalists and the OB vans restricted from entering the ground zero of the anti-nuclear protests at Inaugural.
SP Uday Kumar, the face of the anti-nuclear campaign at Kudankulam, now slapped with charges of sedition and waging war against the country.
They will relook at the country's rather outdated sedition laws.
Charged with sedition.
Charges of sedition.
In the case of sedition.
Sedition. Sedition. Let me just sedition.
Sedition.
I think at least Aruna deserves a hand. She spoke for democracy. She did not speak against democracy. Let's remember that has given her the voice to protest, that has given her the voice to explain. She came to Delhi, she she knew more about radiation and fallout and contamination than anyone who passed their PhD in another subject. She was brilliant. Not only one Xavier Rama, but there were 6,000 Xavier Ramas. So it is this that protects India and brings the constitutional values and the conscience of this country into play when governments enter into agreements with false promises. Who in this room believes that if we have nuclearized energy, India will be energy sufficient? Who in this room believes that if you take the map of nuclear plants that will be set up in this country and dot it across the country, then none of us will be away, not more than 40 kilometers away from a nuclear plant, and the failure of which will put our lives in jeopardy? How many people believe that the level of efficiency and honesty is so high in India that there will not be some inefficiency, some corrupt practices in any of those plants which will let out contaminating, violating material into the atmosphere, which will mark you and me, and not only you and me, but for generations to come? And the second woman told us, she said, not only us, I'm not only concerned as a woman, but I'm concerned as a progenitor of children, what will happen to my children who are in my womb? So please let's understand that these debates are not these face-offs that the government shows you. Shows people protesting, calls them this, that, and the other, calls them names, and then you have some people like my friend Mr. Aruna, who comes up and then makes you everything into a cockfight. There are more things that you must understand. We need to understand substance. We need to understand the reason. And the biggest attack today is on science and rationality. It's on reason. In Rajasthan, a retired judge going to retire on his last day in court, in the public view says that peahens are impregnated by the tears of the peacock. And because of the chastity of the peacock is a national bird. Now, can we take this as a reasonable, rational country? And you children who want to go and study abroad, are you going to represent a judge? Are you going to represent the tradition of scientific thought, which fortunately or unfortunately originated with our first Prime Minister, who said that reason and rationality and scientific thought should be a part of this country's makeup? We dislike him for many things he did, Jawaharlal Nehru. You can't hate him for rationality and scientific thought. He set up the IITs, he set up the Indian medical institutions, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He introduced specialized medicine. He introduced, against the advice of many people, especially Mahatma Gandhi, did not want this. He set India towards progress. So what is the present government labeling him for what? But they're going in the same path that he set up. I could criticize Nehru for a million reasons, but they're not irrational reasons. You must have a reason without argument. And the public space is full of false narratives. And today, I don't live in Karnataka, I don't know what false narratives you're hearing, but the North and the Hindi-speaking belt is full of false narratives. To the extent to which large number of people are buying that after Mr. Adityanath has become the Chief Minister of UP, that you should actually dismantle the Taj Mahal, because under that there is a temple, and that's it. What is this? Renaming streets, expunging 200 years of medieval history in the textbooks of Maharashtra. Where are we going? What's wrong with us? We heard a huge argument against totalitarianism. But totalitarianism is where we are heading. And here I'd like to quote the Pope. I like the present Pope. He makes beautiful remarks. And in South America, he said, unbridled capitalism is the tongue of the devil. Unbridled capitalism. Anything. How can we go around with unbridled anything? Nothing should go unbridled. Not power. RTI set out to dismantle that power. Today, the power is being centralized through many means. I will not go into it because I don't have the time, and I promise my friend Rajendran that I will not go on and on, which is the disease of the activists, by the way, that I will not go on and on. But I do think the changing narratives, the attack on rationality and science, the selective targeting of communities, everything that goes wrong in this country today is because of Dalits, because of Muslims, because of activists, because of... What is this? How can it be rational? How can this be? The beating, the killing of Dalits all over the place, the irrationality of those events, the failure of the rule of law, the anti-constitutional activities. Can you call anyone who's running India today a good government? What is good government? Good government is not bringing in toilets into villages, which don't function anymore. It's such far the state in northern India. I don't know if it's succeeding here. So while you blame others, you have to point the finger to yourself and see where we are leading. So if governments give us narratives, I'm deeply suspicious of those narratives, and I'm deeply suspicious of the changes in the stories of everything that's happening around us. These stories will become the foundation of the lives of our children. They are going to listen to these stories much as I listen to my stories. And I began my life with the Convent of Jesus and Mary in Delhi. And I remember coming home and asking my father, why isn't Christ ours? Is Christ only theirs? And my father said, no, Christ is ours. So that was the kind of milieu we grew up in, where there was no give and me. Everything was everybody's. Christ was a good man, he was ours. Some people pray more to him, some people don't pray more to him, they pray to others. But he was our God as well. That's what I was told when I was a little kid. Today, little children are told, no, you can't see the face of the other person because so-and-so comes from a different religious community. What are we bringing them up to be? Monsters, intolerant, bigoted, prejudiced. I'm afraid for this country, because I've never been afraid before. But that makes me more determined to fight and more determined to protest. Because if these women can protest to Kulam, I come from a privileged background. What reason do I have not to protest? And what reason do you have, all of you, not to at least raise your voice somewhere? You have to raise your voice through writing, through action, through something to say these things are wrong. So first and foremost thing, and I'll end in another 5 minutes, is you must question. Anyone says to you, don't question, you're not in a democracy. So the other side of freedom of expression is the right, curbing of freedom of expression is the right to question. The Right to Information Act is nothing if it's not about the right to question. Every day, so many thousands of people are asking questions in millions of different places in this country, of ration shops, of post offices, of hospitals. What are you doing with my money? Why isn't this policy reaching us? Why isn't my school functioning properly? Why isn't my teacher coming to school? These questions must remain. And as the Dalai Lama said, the Dalai Lama was asked by somebody, oh, you're a big man, so you're doing great things, but what can I do? I'm a very small person. And he answered in his typical way, he said, have you heard of a mosquito? So they said, yes, we heard of mosquitoes. He said, have you ever slept in a mosquito net? They said, yes. Imagine the mosquito net with one mosquito all night and your inability to swat it. Can you kill the mosquito? Of course not. Because you're trapped in the mosquito net and it goes round and round. It's you and I know how difficult it is to catch a mosquito. He said, be that mosquito. Irritate, question, ask all the time. Be a constant irritant against injustice, for justice, against oppression, for freedom, against the kind of quality that is coming to us, for the constitutional freedoms guaranteed to us by the Constitution. I really think I should end there, but I want to add one more little story to it. And it is the story of Lal Singh Ji, because this is not merely the story of literate people, it's the story of very illiterate people, it's the story of people in central Rajasthan who fought for their rights. And Lal Singh Ji said, when he was asked by an IAS group, finish what you're saying in 2 minutes. So they gave us 5 minutes, me 5 minutes, Shankar 5 minutes, Nikhil, and they gave, because Lal Singh Ji and Narayan also went with us to address the IAS group in Rajasthan and Jaipur. There's no lunchtime, we better finish it in 2 minutes. 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I don't remember. So Lal Singh Ji said, I'll say what I have to say in 1 minute. How many of you understand Hindi? So let's first say it in Hindi. Yeah. अच्छा तो लाल सिंह जी को कहा उन्होंने भाई वक्त नहीं है तो जल्दी से बोलो ये बातें. तो लाल सिंह जी ने कहा मुझे मेरी बात में 1 मिनट में खत्म रखूंगा. उन्होंने कहा कि हम सोचते हैं कि हमें सूचना का अधिकार नहीं मिले तो क्या हम जिएंगे या नहीं जिएंगे. क्यों? राशन नहीं, पानी नहीं, शिक्षा नहीं, जमीन नहीं, इंसाफ नहीं, कुछ नहीं, तो हम कैसे जिएंगे. आप सोचते हैं कि सूचना का अधिकार दे दिया गया है तो आपकी कुर्सी रहेगी या नहीं रहेगी. अक्सर में सूचना का अधिकार दे दिया गया तो क्या आपकी कुर्सी रहेगी या नहीं रहेगी. कुर्सी मीन्स अथॉरिटी, पावर, चेयर, एनीथिंग. नहीं सही. आपको लोगों को मिलकर सोचना चाहिए कि सूचना का अधिकार नहीं होगा तो क्या ये देश रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा, या ये दुनिया रहेगी. तो इन लोगों की कहानियों को हमने एक जगह इकट्ठा करके एक किताब लिखा है और वो किताब पीछे है, आप चाहे तो ले सकते हैं. The stories of these people. Should I translate into English? Okay. Many Tamilian friends know we hate Hindi, so we are. I'm also sometimes like that. When they come, Hindi chauvinists come to my doorstep. I become a Tamil and I say, why should I learn your language? But I know it quite well. But anyway. So I'll tell you in English because my Tamil is so bad, you'll probably throw me off. So. In English, he said, and he was given only 3 minutes to speak. He said, no, I finished what I was saying in 1 minute. He wasn't prepared. He was dressed in his dhoti and his kurta. It was terribly cold that day, so he wrapped himself up with the dari he put on the ground in a danda. He was wrapped up in that. He looked really horrible. So then he said, I only 1 minute. He said, we think that if you do not give us the right to information, when we survive or not survive. Because it's our key to our food, to our security, to the posts, to the rations, to schooling, everything. And he said, you think that if you give us the right to information, you will lose your authority. He said, kursi, which means chair, which in Hindi means side of authority is the kursi. There was a famous film called Kissa Kursi Ka. I don't know if you all saw it or not, there was a play. So the kursi symbolizes power. So he said, You were all worried about if we give out information that he would still stay in power because of the nefarious deeds they all do, the corruption, the misuse of power. Finally, he said that the main question is that if there is no transparency, which is what he meant by right to information, if there is no transparency, whether this world or this country will survive. And it's the salt of the earth, people like Ralsei and people like Xavier Rama, with whom Father Claude and I and many of us in this room work, and will show us the right way to keep democracy alive in this country, make constitutional justice a reality, the Dalits of this country, the minorities of this country, the women of this country, the Adivasis of this country, who are now today targeted, even those civil rights activists who are called pseudo or secular people, the people who speak out against injustice. We are the conscience of this nation. We are the members of the Constitution. And Nikhil wants to say something to me. And Nikhil insists I show you another film. So if you're there with me, I'll show you the film. Anyway, one more. And then after that, I won't speak. So I'll finish what I have to say. In all the efforts of the MKS, someone asked me, how is it going? I said, never ending. What is it that you do when you're a struggler? You get the right to information, you don't lie down and say, oh, no, I got it. Then starts the implementation of it. Then the implementation, there are problems. So you fight against the implementation. Today, the government of India is saying that the commissioners will be appointed, but their posts will be degraded. So you fight that. And they are saying they amend the law. So fight that. They are saying they're bringing in laws to curb the right to information. Fight that. It's not ever at end. So the struggle for justice is ongoing. People change. I'm now in the background. Nikhil's generation will front, then Nikhil will fade away, and the third generation will come. And if you remember, I don't know if you want to read, but there's a very famous South American political analyst called Gariano, he writes. And I heard him, and he's a brilliant writer. He said, actually, democracy and leadership is like a flock of birds. One bird flies in front, when that bird gets tired, it comes back into the flock. Democratic leadership should be like that. So struggles continue, human beings do. So Father Claude will be remembered by us. In every struggle, in every protest, in every resistance we make to injustice, of the poor, injustice of the people who are marginalized. So I want to thank you all very much for bearing with me, and I hope I haven't bored you to tears, and I now want you to see this short film. The introduction to the short film is that in the continuing movement, which I can say, we fought for right to information, for government school children to have the basic needs of the right to education law. We went to more than 1,000 schools, 10,000 schools, and we had more than 100 volunteers from colleges and universities across northern India who joined us. We filed RTI applications, and while that process was on, see what happened in a small school, in the small town. Here they could be the hamlet where we lived in a small mud house in MKSs. So just see this film, and then later on, in the discussion between me and Nikhil, we can have questions and answers.
कि 7 तारीख को आपके 3 टीचर्स की पूर्ति होगी, लेकिन उस दिन हमने वेट किया उनका। उन्होंने बोला था कि 7 तारीख को वेट करना और यदि उस दिन भी टीचर्स की पूर्ति नहीं हो तो आपको वापस 8 तारीख अपने मन में आया जो करना। तो हमने वैसे कि 8 तारीख को फिर से हड़ताल की। तो हमको मतलब जो इंस्पेक्टर हमको लाते हैं तो हमको डराते हैं कि ज़्यादा मत बोलो वरना थाने में डाल देंगे। थाने नहीं थाने में नौकरी नहीं देगी ऐसे। तो हमने भी उनको मुँह तोड़ जवाब दिया कि आप कैसे डाल दोगे, कोई आप किसी को एक अधिकारी